Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well. In my last session, we saw the basic architecture of IoT ecosystem. It's basically like this, the sensor connectivity layer. This communicates with sensor or physical world, and these properties of this physical world sensed by these sensors is transmitted or pass on to a gateway layer, and gateway layer pass it on to cloud, and from cloud the many application can access the same information. We can say this cloud is nothing but a single source of truth for all the applications all over the world. So today's session is restricted for the sensor connectivity layer, or we can say it is just we are going to discuss what are different type of sensors present in today's life or today's world. So basically sensors are categorized based on their working principle or how they work, in which category they work. So the category broadly is acoustic and sound sensors, automotive sensors, the chemical sensors, then electric and magnetic sensors, environmental sensors, optical sensors, mechanical sensors, thermal and temperature sensors, the proximity sensors, and the pressure sensor. So this is the very broad category of sensors, but there might be different kind of sensors category present, or we can categorize the modern sensors even with the different categories. So in these categories we will just go through how these sensors work and what are the examples of these sensors in our day-to-day life we interact with. So let us start with the acoustic and sound sensors. So acoustic and sound sensors, these are the sensors that interact with the physical world, sense the audible sounds from the environment or any system, and convert that or transform that audible sounds in digital or analog format and pass it on to gateway. So this is the acoustic and sound sensors. This is how it works. But what are the example? The example are the best is what you can say is a microphone and headphone in our mobile. So these are the acoustic and sound sensors. Everyone use it. Every mobile have these two things like headphone and microphones. Next one is the automotive sensors. So automotive sensors is the largest industry in the world on which many organizations or big giants are working. Organizations are working automotive sensors. Okay. So these sensors are like the thrust sensor, like when any vehicle gets collide on any object like the tree or wall or something, get an accident, the thrust get generated, and that thrust is sensed by sensor, and our airbags get open. So it is a thrust sensor. So there are number of sensors are being used in automotive industry and in automotive. So there are these are the automotive sensors basically. The best examples are the speedometer and accelerometer. So these are the commonly used examples in an automotive sensor. So next one is a chemical sensor. Basically, these chemical sensors identifies the particular element in the component or particular ion in the solution of the chemical components, or we can say the particular elements present in the components, and these are sensed by the sensor, and it is get converted to a digital format or analog format and pass it on to gateway or any microcontroller. Okay, so gateway is nothing but one kind of microcontroller. Okay, so the best example of this is a pH value sensor. It measures the pH value of the water and pass it on to the gateway. Next one is the electric and magnetic sensor. So basically these sensors do not read any physical property in fact, but these sensors are used to sense some specific property or information from the environment. For example, the metal detectors. These are in metal detector we use the electric and magnetic sensor basically, and the best example of these are the galvanometer and metal detector. So these are the examples where we use the electric and magnetic sensors. So next one is environmental sensors. So these sensors sense the environmental condition or physical information of the environment and convert it to digital format and pass it on to the gateway. The best examples of these are the rain gauge, snow gauge, then air quality measure sensors. Next category of sensor is a optical sensor. In optical sensor, the sensors sense the effect of light or intensity of light, or increase or decrease in the intensity of light, and based on that this sensor pass or convert that information in digital format and pass it on to the any microcontroller or any kind of gateway, you can say. Okay. So the best examples are the photodiode or phototransistors. So these are the examples of optical sensors. Next sensor is a mechanical sensor. So these are the oldest sensors that are being used in the industry. The examples, these mechanical sensors are basically used in maybe in the production line, in the quality purposes, quality inspections, or we can say in the in thermal power plants, maybe anywhere. So like these are the areas where we can be used any kind of industry. The mechanical sensors are widely used. So the best examples are the potentiometer and the strain gauge. Even it can be used in the construction industry as well. Okay. So the next category of sensor is a thermal and temperature sensor. So these sensors sense the temperature or the change in the temperature and convert that temperature in the digital format or analog format and pass it on to the gateway. The best examples are the calorimeter, thermometer, and thermostat. Okay. The next one is the proximity sensor. In the proximity sensor, basically it has two types of sensors, like induction sensor and capacity sensor. In induction sensors, we use this sensor sense the ferrous materials in the proximity of the 1 inch or less than that, and based on that it gives the signal to or gives the output from the sensor. But induction sensor do not sense the non-ferrous material. For that purpose we have to use capacitive sensor. So these proximity sensors have some limitations, like the distance is a maximum about 1 inch or like that. If it is more than that, then we have to go for optical sensors. Okay. The next sensor is next category of sensor is the pressure sensors. So pressure sensors is basically sense the pressure of the environment or pressure of any vessel and pass or gives the output based on the what is the pressure in the vessel or the environment, and that output is being converted to digital format. So these are the basic or broadly classification of the sensors. So again, even if we have many sensors present, it depends on their the quality, the range, the different kind of scenarios where we can fit out all these sensors, their frequency or their kind of means there are many number of parameters that decide the which sensor is correct or best suitable for the application. Okay, so that needs the deep knowledge of sensors or the parameters in the sensors. Okay, so I hope this session is fruitful for you to understand the basic broad categories of the sensor. So in this session we just saw the sensors what are being used in the IoT system. This is the platform where IoT ecosystem is based. So based on this we get the output in a digital format. Okay, I hope this session is useful to all of you. You can reach to me at all these social media platforms or my personal contact details. My mobile number, email, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or even you can subscribe my YouTube channel or like the video in my YouTube channel. I would like to request all of you that please like the videos, put your comments, suggestion. I'm open for the improvement, and it will definitely help me out to improve in our videos. Thank you very much. Keep it.